It was really a struggle because you never want to see someone that you love so deep going through this hurt, and it's a mental.
Ashanti has always carried herself with grace, but today, you could hear the warmth in her voice the moment she started speaking about her sister, Kenashia Douglas. There was this glow, this ease, like she'd been holding something heavy for years and finally set it down. She didn't shy away from acknowledging that her sister had come out of what she described as an allegedly dark, emotionally draining chapter, one that had taken more from her than most fans ever realized. And when Ashanti said she could finally see her sister's spark returning, it felt like she was letting the world in on a quiet miracle. What made the moment even more powerful was how careful she was in choosing her words. She didn't dig into the past or dwell on the alleged mistreatment Kenashia endured. Instead, she focused on the transformation. This version of her sister who laughs without hesitation, who shows up with joy instead of fear, who chooses peace without having to explain it. Fans instantly felt that emotional shift, and the comments online began pouring in with people saying they could hear the love in Ashanti's tone. As Ashanti spoke, she mentioned how heartbreaking it was to watch someone you love navigate a place that looked like it was dimming their spirit. She talked about how family tries to help, but sometimes all you can do is stand by, hope, and pray that your loved one finds their way back to themselves. And for the first time in a long time, Ashanti said she's seeing that light shine in her sister again, naturally, consistently, beautifully. Meanwhile, Kenashia has also started opening up more, sharing bits of her healing journey. She didn't go into detail about the past or the alleged emotional turmoil she reportedly experienced, but she made one thing clear. She's happy now, truly happy. And the way she said it, soft, grateful, full of relief, felt like a reset button on her entire story. She said she finally feels loved in the right way, supported without conditions, and appreciated without having to shrink herself. The timing of all this couldn't have been more emotional, especially with her baby reveal approaching. Fans have been flooding her pages with congratulations, blessings, and warm words, and she made sure to thank everyone personally. She said she felt overwhelmed by the love and that this new chapter in her life felt like stepping into sunlight after a long storm. It wasn't just about the relationship, it was about rediscovering joy. Across social media, people started reflecting on her journey. Supporters said they remembered moments when Kenashia looked tense or withdrawn in old photos, moments that fans suspected hinted at deeper personal struggles. Now, those same followers were celebrating how radiant she seemed, how her smiles looked genuine again, and how her energy felt softer, lighter, more at peace. Ashanti echoed all of that, saying watching her sister reclaim her happiness has been one of the most emotional blessings she's had in recent years. She even mentioned how motherhood was already bringing out a new side of Kenashia, gentler yet stronger, grounded yet glowing. The anticipation for the baby reveal has only intensified the emotional wave surrounding the two sisters, pulling fans deeper into the story. Kenashia ended her recent message to supporters with a line that went viral almost instantly. She said she wished everyone could find the kind of love that feels safe, that feels healing, that feels like home. That simple sentence struck people hard. Screenshots of it spread across Instagram stories, TikTok, and Twitter, with fans calling it the realest thing she's ever said publicly. What's especially interesting is that Ashanti also hinted that this journey has brought her and her sister even closer. They've always been tight, but she admitted that seeing someone you love get hurt changes you in ways you don't expect. She said it taught her the importance of checking in, not assuming someone is okay just because they look okay, and learning how to support in ways that truly help. And just when fans thought the emotional wave had reached its peak, Ashanti paused, smiled, and said there's so much more to the story of her sister's transformation. She promised that when the baby reveal finally happens, everything will make even more sense. But until then, she left everyone holding their breath, wondering what deeper layers she hadn't yet shared. As the days passed, Kenashia's openness created a ripple effect that no one quite expected. Fans began sharing their own stories in her comments. Stories about surviving unhappy relationships, about finding themselves again, about rediscovering joy after periods of emotional silence. She started interacting with a few, offering soft words, emojis, and small acknowledgments that felt unexpectedly comforting. It made her seem grounded, present, and genuinely connected to the people who had watched her evolution from afar. Ashanti, on the other hand, became even more protective in her tone. She said she had seen firsthand what her sister looked like when the weight of the world was pressing down on her shoulders, and she had no desire to see her return to that space. Her voice cracked slightly when she described the nights she worried, the conversations they had behind closed doors, and how she quietly prayed for her sister to choose herself again. Hearing her share these moments so publicly made fans feel like they were standing right in the room with them. What caught everyone's attention next was the way Ashanti talked about the new relationship that brought this joy back into her sister's life. She didn't name names or share too much, but she made it clear that the energy was different, calmer, healthier, more than just romantic. She used words like present, consistent, and safe, terms that hinted at stability but still left room for curiosity. Fans started speculating online, trying to match timelines and clues without crossing boundaries. Meanwhile, Kenishia's baby reveal countdown became a moment the entire fan base seemed to anticipate. The closer the day got, the more reflective she became. She posted a soft, serene message one evening saying she was thankful for the journey, even the difficult parts, because they led her to a place where she could welcome new life with clarity and peace. Fans immediately began resharing the message with captions like "growth, healing arc," and "she deserves this." It was the kind of vulnerability people connect to instantly. One particularly emotional moment came when Kenashia admitted she used to question whether she would ever feel whole again. In her words, she said she had lost pieces of herself along the way, pieces she believed might never return. But now, standing on the edge of motherhood, she felt rebuilt, not in the same shape she used to be, but in a stronger, more intentional version of herself. That admission hit hard for fans who remembered how reserved she used to look online. Ashanti chimed in later, saying that watching her sister speak so freely was emotional in a way she couldn't even fully express. She said she used to worry that the world would never see the real Kenashia again, the silly one, the outspoken one, the peaceful one who filled rooms with quiet warmth. But lately, she said, that version has been showing up again, and it's been a blessing just to witness. Then came a surprising detail that Ashanti slipped into her conversation almost accidentally. She said their family has had long talks recently. Talks about the past, about forgiveness, about boundaries, and about what a new beginning really looks like. She emphasized that healing isn't a straight line, and that even now, certain topics bring up old emotions. But the difference, she said, is that her sister no longer trembles through those conversations. She faces them with confidence, grace, and a sense of new purpose. As the baby reveal crept closer, fans noticed an interesting shift in the tone of Kenashia's posts. They felt intentional, like each message was part of a bigger emotional unveiling. She even shared a gentle thank you video to her supporters, saying she hoped everyone watching would also find a love that nurtures them, a love that comforts and expands them. That one line set social media on fire again, with fans saying it felt like she was passing a blessing forward. But the most unexpected twist came late one evening when an alleged insider posted a hint claiming that the baby reveal might include more than just photos or gender news. The rumor spread quickly, with fans speculating everything from a major announcement to a deeply personal message. No one knew if it was true, but the idea itself created a wave of excitement and anxiety. People began refreshing her page constantly, waiting for the moment the mystery would unfold.